that we can open up a dialogue, I guess, with the Vietnam representative, and so that we can actually start making forward progress. Because ultimately, what we want is fair and equal treatment, and to be given the rights that every human being deserves. So yeah, ultimately, I would love to have open dialogue and open cooperation with the government of Vietnam.
That with our youth, the Khmer-Krom youth coming with the KKF, that Vietnamese government will realize that we are here to bring peace to our people and to nourish our culture and our identity, and we're not anti-government or anti-social group, that we are just people with big hearts, open arms for the Vietnamese government to help us bring human rights, religious rights, all kinds of rights that they signed in the Declaration of Indigenous Rights.
The ultimate goal really is to bring about equality for the people back home in Vietnam. I mean, that's the ultimate goal. That's what I really want. So, you know, that in itself is a noble cause that really, for me, you know, it brings about humility. Before, you know, I was pretty much, you know, being self-centered and just really stuck on myself, and from this, it just made me more, you know, more of a people person, more understanding, and on top of what I want for my people, is also, you know, it's also personal growth for myself. So, you know, I believe that, you know, I've been growing as a person, you know, 100% by leaps and bounds, you know, by my previous experiences with the purpose.
What I get out of this is, number one, experience, but mainly more of a connection to my own culture and my own people, and a better and clearer understanding of our history and why we are the way we are, and why we are here today, living in, you know, the diaspora.
សម្រាប់រឿងនេះខ្ញុំផ្ទាល់ដែលជាសិទ្ធិម្នាក់ក្នុងការចូលរួមនៅក្នុងពិធីមួយនៅរបស់ UN ហ្នឹងគឺពិតជាផ្ដល់សារៈសំខាន់មែនទែនសម្រាប់នាងខ្ញុំទីមួយនេះខ្ញុំបានរៀនពីដូចជាយុវជនតែអាយុស្របាលគ្នាទីមួយគេរៀនអំពីសិទ្ធិមនុស្សគេរៀនអំពីសិទ្ធិរបស់ជនជាតិដើមរៀនអំពីថាតើសិទ្ធិរបស់ជនជាតិដើមហ្នឹងគឺមានអ្វីខ្លះមួយទៀតគឺនាងខ្ញុំអាចមានទំនុកចិត្តក្នុងការហ៊ាននិយាយហ៊ានបញ្ចេញមតិដូចថាក្លាហានក្នុងការធ្វើអ្វីមួយសម្រាប់ចិត្តអ្វីមួយដោយខ្លួនឯងមិនចាំបាច់ពឹងផ្អែកលើអ្នកណាម្នាក់ហើយមួយទៀតសំខាន់គឺនាងខ្ញុំបានស្គាល់មិត្តភ័ក្តិជាច្រើនដែលមកពីប្រទេសខាងក្រៅដែលជាចលនាមួយក៏ដូចជាផលប្រយោជន៍មួយយ៉ាងសម្បើមសម្រាប់អង្គការ KKF ក៏ដូចជាផលប្រយោជន៍យ៉ាងច្រើនសម្រាប់រឿងនេះផ្ទាល់នៅថ្ងៃអនាគត It is very disappointing that I heard this for the third time, my third year, and it's exactly the same thing that Vietnam is accusing KKF of separatist and anti-government, which KKF is not. I mean, the mission of KKF is just, you know, to bring peace, to bring human rights to Khmer-Krom people in South Vietnam, and that's what I convey to the Vietnamese government, the representative, that they are miscommunicating with KKF, or they are misinterpreting what's going on in the media, and maybe with other probably anti-social groups that are pretending to be, you know, good people, but I just think there are lots of miscommunications, and hopefully after this Thursday, I mean after this today, because there was a lot of accomplishment made with the youth caucus and the Asian caucus expressing, you know, like how government are still labeling indigenous people as ethnic minorities, which they need to realize those ethnic minorities are indigenous people, and that rights are the same no matter what, you know, religious right, whatever. They need to implement what they signed in the Declaration of Indigenous rights.
From the comment, you know, I feel disbelief, I feel anger, I feel resentment, I feel, you know, I just feel saddened by the response, because their response is just like a punch in the stomach. I mean, seriously, they don't recognize us as people, you know, as the indigenous peoples of the land, of the Mekong Delta. They don't recognize us as Vietnamese citizens, which really we aren't, you know, but at the same time, because we are in Vietnam, you know, they don't recognize us as equal citizens. I mean, and this statement, it just brings about so much emotion. I mean, first of all, you know, they claim that we're not indigenous to that land. You know, I mean, we have more than enough history and evidence to prove that land which we occupy and which we live and which we've been for thousands of years is our rightful land. And to say that we are minorities, really, what that really means is that we come from a different country that immigrated to their country, when in fact that's the total opposite. You know, I also feel that what they're saying is just a rhetoric. I feel that they take no time and effort to really rebuttal some of our issues that we have. They never rebuttal any of the issues that we have. They always have the same generic statement, you know, that we're a group that's headquartered outside the country, that's representing the people inside the country, so we don't have a fair representation, nor do we have an accurate representation of our people, when in fact, I mean, that's just false. You know, we have so many witnesses, evidence on the ground, living witnesses to the atrocities being committed every day. You know, so our documented facts is pretty much conclusive, not only from our organization, but from the Human Rights Watch, you know, other United Nations agencies that have actually gone there and have a shadow report to say, yes, you know, Vietnam is violating religious freedom rights, human rights. I mean, the United States government has designated Vietnam as a CPC, which is a country of particular concern. I mean, this is their own independent study from their own.
តាមហើយគឺមានអារម្មណ៍មួយដូចថារៀងទទួលមិនបានដែរត្រង់ថានៅពេលដែលគេតបមកថាគេមិនព្រមទទួលស្គាល់ការពិតអ្វីដែលកើតមានឡើងប៉ុន្តែជាក់ស្ដែងវាបានកើតមានឡើងដោយឡែកចាប៉ុន្តែពួកយើងទាំងអស់គ្នានៅតែខំប្រឹងបញ្ជាក់ពួកគេថាពិតជាមានកើតឡើងមានមែននៅក្នុងប្រទេសវៀតណាមហើយអ្វីដែលយើងតស៊ូគឺយើងចង់បញ្ជាក់ថាយើងដោះស្រាយបញ្ហាជាមួយពួកគេគឺដោយអហិង្សាមិនមែនចង់ប្រើហិង្សានោះទេគឺដោះស្រាយដោយសន្តិវិធី
Mixture of feelings. I felt frustrated and at the same time I wasn't completely surprised. It's the same response they gave last year, it's the same response they gave the year before. It just shows that they're not really paying attention to us. They immediately dismiss us, and altogether they don't seem to be willing to take part in any process of the UNPFII. So yeah, I just really feel a little bit annoyed about their continuing the same tactic that they have continued over and over, and there's no really real progress that's being made because
it's pretty predictable. I was ready for it, but I was disappointed that it was that way. I was disappointed that, you know, there's not, at least not yet, a forward-moving dialogue, but